Anyone can land a job, but not everyone can keep it. At Join IT Solutions, we train and equip IT professionals with cutting-edge skills needed to survive and thrive in the fast-changing IT economy. We provide organizations with skills and IT solutions that will drive innovation and operational excellence. Imagine the hurdles of an absolute beginner, the anxiety that comes with not knowing, and the fear of starting a new career. At Join IT Solutions, we show you the way and walk it with you. We train, mentor, and push you beyond your limits. We offer hands-on training in high in-demand courses including SQL Server database administration, computer basics, AWS Solutions Architect, DevOps, Azure Cloud Computing, and more. Join IT Solutions is special. We do not leave you by yourself. You will work with our trustworthy community of experts who value reliability, innovation, professionalism, and expertise. At Join IT, we are ripe. For more information, call or send a text to 210-993-7190, or you can visit us at www.joinitsolutions.com. Join IT Solutions, the leading gateway for IT solutions and skill development for organizations and professionals in the world. What are you waiting for? Think IT? Think Join IT. Get started.
All right. So, how was that?
It was good.
So,
It was nice.
officially, I want to welcome you all to today's orientation. Now, my name is Brian Chongwang. I'm a trainer here at Join IT Solution. I'm a Microsoft certified solution expert in data management and analytics, Microsoft certified SQL Server database administrator, and Azure. I have over 15 years of IT experience. I started my IT back in Cameroon. That was in 2008, where I used to work as a help desk in the Cameroonian Cooperative Credit Union League. Then moving to the US, I went to school, started going towards the nursing path, later on changed and joined IT. So why in IT, I went to school, have my associate in network systems administration, took a 6 months training, in database administration, and I started teaching. Then when I started teaching, I decided to follow a passion, which is always to build a community. I'm a community builder. I belong to multiple communities, one that I have started from scratch, including organizations here in the US and back home. I'm a leader and much more like community building, right? So after all the work that I started doing teaching, I decided to come out with something called Join IT Solutions. And Join IT Solutions, as the name implies, is not an individual or a personal show. The join there is in two ways. Join there is telling you that you can actually join or get into IT. And the other aspect of join simply means that people who come together to provide IT solution to people. We are not just focusing on training, but for now, training is one of our main things because in providing solutions out there, you need to have skill levels, right? You need to have skill laborers, people who have the skills to be able to do this. We are building a community of IT professionals, not just here, but also back home in Africa, which we believe that in the future, this company is going to go places. Why we are here today is because we are trying to replicate what was given to us. There are other instructors here who started the same way like you. There are people here working today as database administrators. They started like you in an orientation like this, and today they are doing so much work for themselves. And we are a well-structured institution with a methodology that has been working and will continue to work as we build on. So in today's orientation, you will hear a lot. We'll try to answer your questions. Feel free to ask any questions. It's just in preparation for our next training that is starting July 10th. We also like that we provide you all with this information so it can help you make a decision. This is not just an orientation to tell you that come and do IT. It is educative because it will lay a foundation where you can build on. You must not do database administration, right? But you need to have idea about how to start and develop a career in IT. With me today, we have a couple of our instructors here. I see Eleanor, I see Ghislaine, Moise, Willie. There are a lot of people here. You will see, if you're from Join IT, please, there is Alan. You can just rename yourself. If you're an instructor, put instructor there. If you're an alumni, put alumni there. You are able to rename yourself. So these people can reach out to you directly if need be. By now, you should be in the orientation group, which is a WhatsApp group in which we just put together people that show interest. It does not mean that in the WhatsApp group you must be you must attend the training, right? But at least it is there to guide you. You can ask your questions. You can do everything in the WhatsApp group, right? So in today's orientation, we are talking about SQL Server. From the video you heard, we offer training in various areas in IT. But the key we are offering today is the orientation today is for SQL Server database administration, right? And I will explain why this is very important. So the session is the June session, as we call it, and the classes are going to start on June 10th, right? So let's talk about the target audience. If you're here, you might fall in one of these categories, right? Just feel okay. It does not matter. So you might be here as an absolute beginner, with no knowledge in IT, and you just heard about this and you want to learn or to just get an idea. You might be an individual looking at starting a career in IT. There are some people here, you have friends who you have seen them grow from nothing to something through taking some of these kind of IT trainings. You might be here in that capacity. You might be an IT professional looking at gaining more skills. I see Trisha here. She's one of our students. She's already working, but she came back to take this training just to gain more skills. And you'll definitely be hearing from her how our trainings are being helpful. Anyone looking for a career switch? You might be here, you don't know really what to do, or you have been in a specific field for so long and you're just looking at learning, and making new decisions, right? So this is also for you. This orientation will help guide you on what you can do if you are in that position. Parents, looking at gaining knowledge to orientate their kids. You might be here just because you want to hear about IT and go tell your son or your daughter, hey, go and do IT, right? So we accommodate everyone. So what are we going to be doing today? In today's class, we're going to look welcome that has already been taken care of, the audience. You already know where you belong or who we are. We're going to talk a little bit about Join IT, then talk a little bit about information technology, some reasons why you should start a career in IT. We'll look now at data management, which we are tilting towards database administration. We'll talk about database administration. From there, we'll talk about our training structure. It is important that if you want to take this training, how is it structured? We'll look at some challenges that people have in starting a career in IT. We'll talk about the class schedule. You hear testimonies, and we'll go to next steps. What do you need to do after this orientation? Okay? Do we have any questions? All right. So before
I have a question, please.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I came because my friend told me that the training will be on Tuesday and Thursdays. But when I read the flyer, it's like the training days are not the same.
Yeah, when we get to the training schedule, we'll talk about that.
Okay, thank you.
I have a,
Yes, iPhone, go ahead.
are we gonna be able to purchase books? Do you guys sell books or anything?
Yeah, they'll be addressed in the course of the orientation. Yes, we provide you all the materials that you need for this training.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so now before we go in, I would like to give the floor to somebody just to talk to you, share her story, before we get into this. Again, this is not a marketing campaign, right? This is an education session that we are offering to you people. Don't look at it as marketing, okay? So anything you hear from anybody here, know that that is genuine. right? We don't come and tell you that this is what we do, this is what we do. You'll hear from people that most of you will know, right? So I wanted to start by bringing in Eleanor to just share with you how she's enjoying it today, what she do, or what she does, and what she's been doing before, and how she got to be here talking to you, not just as a beginner in IT, but as one of your instructors that you're going to be seeing if you join this training. Yes, Eleanor.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, and it is nice having all of you here today. My name is Eleanor. I used to work with Microsoft. I'm currently working as a senior DBA and an Azure database administrator with one of the biggest tax and assurance companies in the US. I just wish that my story is going to motivate you. So when I look at myself, sometimes I just can't believe how far I've gone, the things that I can do. At work, I'm the first person people run to, users will run to if they have issues. Even within my IT community, I'm one of the first people that, fellow DBAs will reach out to just to help, have me help them solve their issues, right? When I joined IT, it was all about money. It's because I had the kind of money that was made in IT. But getting very deep into the training and getting close to motivators like Brian and other people you're still going to hear from, I noticed that it's not just all about making money, but it's all about being somebody in the society, having a career, making a career for yourself, and also having that feeling of belonging, right? Just feeling like you belong. You go somewhere and there's an IT corner, you're one of the IT people. So there's just a lot that comes with it, apart from the money. It's you, identifying what you can do, right? Before I started the training, I worked at Amazon warehouse, right? And it was not easy. I had no idea. I didn't even know how to create a folder on the computer. This is like real. I had no idea about creating folders on the computer, but today I tell you, I resolved the most complicated issues in my company because I had a reason, I had a why. I wanted to become somebody. I wanted to make a career for myself. I came to join IT. Join IT took me from a complete beginner, and this is where I am today. I'm not only working, I'm also helping to mentor other students. I'm an instructor as well. I'm also a part of our interview prep team where we prepare people to take interviews. So we don't only train you, we go as far as helping you and teaching you interview rules, what you're supposed to do to be able to get an offer. This is my story. This is how far I've been come, right? Because I asked myself, why do I need this? And that is all I need each and every one of you to ask yourself today. Why are you here today? Why are you attending this orientation? Why do you need to make a change in your career, right? That why is what has kept me to this point. That why is the reason why I'm seated here talking to you. I would have just finished this training, had a job, and start making my big money, and I'm gone. But I'm here today to talk to you because that my why keeps reminding me that this is not just a money-making thing, it's a career. It's something that makes me stand out in the society. And that is why I'm here today. So I'm just here to encourage you all. You might not be able to, do what it will take the course now, but there's a friend somewhere, your kids, you have siblings that would like to improve their life. This is like a whole life-changing thing. Take the opportunity and be part of this. And one more thing, once you get into this training, you will notice that a lot of things about you will change. Your mindset will change. Your circle of friends will change, because it is all about building a network that takes you to where you want to go to. And trust me, this is going to make things, you're going to see things in a different way. And I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you ahead, because this is a step that is going to really change your life. And I really hope that all of you take this step, a bold step. And why telling yourself, why am I doing this? Keep asking that question before you start this course. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon.
All right. Thank you. Eleanor, what class were you in?
Yeah, so I was like the second batch of Joint IT, that was C2. And I had a job like 2 months after we completed our training. And trust me, it took me 1 month. I told myself that if I don't get a job within 1 month, then something is wrong. So like you just need to have that zeal to be consistent and committed. You don't need anybody to push you. Joy IT gives you everything, but you have a role to play. And I believe that I'm seated here today, as well as my other fellow DBAs, because we did our own part. We didn't just leave every load on Joy IT. They did theirs, and we did our own. So that is why I'm here today. Thank you, Brad.
Outstanding. And that was just, I think she's been in the IT field now for over like 2 years. And, you know, starting as an absolute beginner, I can actually recall, you know, when we made that call, her working in the warehouse. At times she will have challenges, not even attending classes because she needs to go to work and go, you know, pack those things and ship to you all, right? So I recall that. And you have hundreds of stories that you hear from people who have gone through this through this training. So
Brian, please, before you go on, can you just explain to us what all these C1, C2, C9 means? She just said she was from C2, and I don't know.
Yeah, that is how we name our classes. If you are coming now, you're going to join C10, right? Class 10. So we started with class 1,
okay,
class 2.
Great.
Right. So, okay, guys. So you hear from others. So, but who we are, right? So Join IT, as you saw in that video, heard in the video, we are just an IT consultancy, and we are specialized in bridging the gap. That is a key word. We want to bridge the gap by supporting individuals in starting or developing a career in IT, right? And we also offer advanced IT services that enables organizations and small businesses to transform their operations through innovative IT solutions. All of us here, we are IT professionals, right? I'm a database administrator, I'm a database consultant. We have developers in our team. We have graphic designers, because we are joined, as the word implies, you know, bring people together to be able to help organizations. So we don't just teach. Our vision is to be the leading gateway for IT solutions and skill development, right, for organizations and professionals. So we're not going to teach just individuals. We're also in the level where we can go to companies and we train their staff on performing certain things, right? We do IT consulting stuff. Our mission is to train and equip IT professionals with cutting-edge skills that are needed to survive in this fast-changing world. That is why you're here. You are here to help us achieve our mission. And this mission cannot be achieved if we don't have people like you to train. So in Join IT, we take this very serious, because every trainee that we have is a priority to us. Every trainee that gets to Join IT, we want to ensure that you get a job. That is why we go above and beyond. Doing this, we go with some key values, right? So our values goes where they go with the acronym RIPE, R-I-P-E, where R is for reliability. And you understand, as in Join IT, that our word is our bond. Like I say, we don't sugarcoat, right? We say it, we mean it, we follow up, and we ensure that whatever we say, we can be held accountable for that. And we take pride, because this has been proven over the years. Innovation. We try to, we are trailblazers committed in bringing excellence, you know, and creativity in everything that we do. That is why you see at times our trainings are out there, the way we market our trainings, the way we bring people, the way we talk to our trainees, the level at which we take them, you know, it is completely different from what you see in other schools, right? Professionalism. Yes, we are very professional. You see a team made up of professionals. Just Join IT today, the instructors that we have, made up of the actual class instructors and the interview prep instructors. We have over 25 instructors. And the most interesting thing is that everybody at Join IT that is teaching you is an alumni of Join IT. That is someone who has taken the training, who has had a job, and is coming back to teach you. And they are actually working. Everybody teaching you is someone working as a database administrator, right? So they'll definitely tell you exactly what they do at work. And we are experts in what we do, right? So these are some of the key things that you need to understand about Join IT. So next, I want us to look at this generally, right? We are talking about starting a career in IT. IT, information technology. What is this all about? Okay, what is IT all about? We all know that the world today is a global village. There are a lot of things that you can do. Everything is interconnected. That is why IT is not one thing. IT is a combination of various things that come together, a combination of various skills that are put together to be able to deliver or bring this globalization, this digitalization that we all are seeing today. That is information technology. So when you ever think of starting a career in IT, you need to ask yourself, what do I want to do in IT? Okay, what do I really want to do? What skills do I have that I can just leverage on to build my IT career? Am I going to be sitting back because I don't have any IT skills? Am I going to be sitting back because I've never touched a computer? Am I going to be sitting back because I did not do math or physics in school? No, things have changed. Even the way that you learn today is different from the way we learned in the 21st and the 20th century, right? It's different the way you learn when you were 15 years. Things have really changed. If you don't have someone to mentor you, you will not know what to do. Okay? And mentoring is the key thing in getting into IT. That is the key. Mentoring is the key thing is in making any advancement in your career. There are some people that can just jump and do something. That is why we always want to ensure that we understand the concept of information technology, then it will guide you to decide what you want to do. So like I said, information technology is divided into various sectors. Let me call them sectors. I can call them various disciplines, various groups, various teams, and all of that. Okay? So you understand that there is something known as infrastructure, IT infrastructure. This definitely needs to do with the computers that you're looking at, the networking, all those devices, computers, virtual machines, everything that you put together for a company to be able to work, right? That falls under infrastructure. What are some of the things we are looking at here, right? You can be looking at system administration. You can be looking at storage engineer. All of those things will fall under the infrastructural part of IT. It means that you're actually working in setting up stuff for yourself, right? Then you can look at development. Development here is what these applications that we are using, that is a branch in information technology, right? You can decide I want to be an application developer. You can decide I want to be a database developer. So this is another branch you can develop. Developers use various tools, Java, scripting languages, Python, and all of those things. So if you are the kind of person that have a mindset that I want to build stuff, I want to program something that will help the computer to do this. I want to write a program. I'm good at understanding programming languages. This is where you want to go, right? Of course, if you want to develop databases, which you get to understand what a database is, it is still a good place for you to go with, okay? Then the next thing, I'm going to keep data management aside. Then I'm going to talk about security. Everything in IT, when you're in an infrastructure, all these computers that they build and put together, all the storage devices, the network of that company, how does it get secure? That gets secure through another branch of IT known as security, which from here you can say, hey, I want to be a cybersecurity analyst. I want to be a SOC analyst. I want to be a cybersecurity engineer and all of those. So you need to understand this. If you're the kind of person who is more passionate about how can I secure things, that is where you should go, okay? Then IT management. There are a lot of things within IT. Those who have done project management, those who are Scrum Masters, they understand that, okay, I can be an IT manager, right? I can be a project manager in an IT where I'm going to be controlling IT projects. Do you just want to jump and say that, oh, I want to be an IT manager without even understanding any of these other concepts in IT? Is difficult. But now it is easier for me to be a Scrum Master, right? Because I already have idea about all the various disciplines in IT. And if I'm a Scrum Master or a project manager, I can effectively manage any IT project now because I have that knowledge. I can manage a team that are working on securing the company's network. I can manage a team that is looking at developing applications because I understand all these concepts. Okay? So these are some of the things I need to consider. Then data management. Data management is the key in IT. Data management is the key because data itself is the most integral part of every company. Every company that exists, one most important asset of that company is their data. Okay, so a career in data management is very important. A career in data management is very important because you never lack a job. So I'm going to keep data management and I'm going to talk about it subsequently. Okay, so this is generally what we are looking at IT. And Join IT is coming here to give you this orientation and tell you maybe what is your background now. You might be an accountant. You might be someone in finance. You might be someone in the medical field, right? You already have some fundamental knowledge about data management. In accounting, what do you deal with? You deal with data. A nurse, as a nurse, what do you deal with? You deal with data, patient's information. What medication are you giving? You look all of that. You go into your system, you pull up patient's information, you see the data that is there, and you administer medication. So you already understand that data management is very important because every company has their most valuable asset, which is data. And you can use data to do a lot of stuff. There are a lot of other career paths that falls under data management. Which one of those will be SQL database administration? And that is where we are beginning, or we are looking at starting you as an absolute beginner. From there, you can get to understand every other thing. So before I proceed here, I know we'll have enough time for questions. I would like to call on one of us. This is somebody, Joyce. Joyce, are you there?
Right here, Prof. Brian.
Okay, I would like to call on Joyce. Joyce is one of those who just recently got her job. She just finished in the C7 class that graduated less than a month ago. And she just recently got her job. She started working, and I would like her. I don't know when she got to the US. I don't know what she had done before. And I want to just give her the floor to talk to you all how this has been helpful and how it changed her story. Yes, Joyce.
Prof. Brian, I do have a question. How long do I have to?
As brief and straight to the point as possible.
Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Good morning. My name is Joyce, and as Prof. Brian said, we just finished our training. It's been less than a month since we defended our last project. I moved to the US like a year ago from Japan. And prior to this, I'd been in the IT sector, but not really literally working. I just had like background information about IT. When I heard about this project, I was so excited, just like you here today. So I was sitting here on this bench and listening to other people talk about their testimonies, and it really moved me. And so I reached out to Prof. Brian, and he gave me all the insights that I needed to get along with this project. Without wasting so much time, I started, and it was pretty challenging, but the time was friendly because it started at 8 and ended at 11. So I pretty much had a lot of time to do other things. And so when we were far gone into the training, I had a lot of challenges, but one thing that kept me going was the fact that I kept working together with my team. With my group, I worked on the projects, even though I never got to defend any, which was because of my other things that I was doing, but I made sure that I always attend the meetings that were necessary for me to attend. I worked closely with my team, and I also asked a lot of questions. So during the last project, as we were defending, I had to travel back home. And it was a pretty much challenging time for me because I was still taking interviews, but nothing was working. And so I reached out to Brian a couple of times, telling him to support me if he does have any calls from my recruiters inquiring about me. And he gave me that support. And so I traveled back home, enjoying my vacation, not knowing that I was going to receive a call that was going to change my life. And so even back in Cameroon, I was still receiving calls and having these interviews. And it will surprise you to know that I even had this job in Cameroon. With all the bad network and with all the challenges that I had, I was able to land this job. So barely 6 months into this training and 1 month after the training, I was able to land my dream job. Actually, right now, I work with the FMIS, which is a federal institution that supports automated systems in healthcare within the US Army, the US Navy, and the US Air Force. We do have a team of engineers, about 25 of them, or like 4 DBAs in my team. I'm the only female. I just want to encourage all the females here, not leaving aside the males though. I want to encourage you that you can actually do it no matter where you are. Just keep pushing and keep pushing. I received rejections. It wasn't easy at first because I started taking this training I started taking interviews from 4 months into the training because I'm that kind of person. I don't like to back down. I like to just do it sharp. So even if before our instructor started telling us to take interviews, I'd already started taking it. It was challenging because you don't even know your first interview. You really don't know what is expected or what they have to ask you. So I was taking it, I was failing, I kept going, I kept asking questions, I was reaching out. And mind you, reach out to your group mates before you reach out to instructors. I would say that because they do understand the things that you're doing at the present time. Your instructors might be able to use big grammar, but your group mates will be able to understand with you at that level. And so reach out to your group mates. They will be able to explain those things that you could not understand in class because they are the same level with you. Now, when you feel like you have gone to a higher level, now you can now reach out to your instructors and be like, okay, sir, I could not understand this at this level. And you'll be shocking that most at times my teammates help me way better than the instructors, not because I didn't reach out to the instructors, but because I really had that relationship with my classmates. And so I was able to navigate that phase of my life. And so what I'm trying to say today is I did it. My classmates have done it, and we're still breaking those barriers. So I'm just telling you today that even as you've started, this is the first phase. Take just that one step. It's just for you to start, and then every other thing will follow at the end. Never mind with the disappointments that you might have along the way. It's part of growing up. It's part of the job, like I always say. And so keep doing it and just keep doing it. So that's definitely what I have to say concerning you starting your training and breaking barriers in this field. Thank you, Prof. Brian.
Well, thank you so much, Joyce. And just to pick on that, she's been in the US for 1 year. And if you know what it means to be in the US for 1 year and you are almost in the 6 figures bracket, guys, it's not easy. Some of us we went there, after 7 or 5 years in the US, right? So you can definitely tell that this has been so life-changing, and she's not the only one. Also, talking about how encouraging ladies, we're actually planning to make a theme of this orientation today, focusing more on women, because we have seen a drastic growth as far as women are concerned in getting into IT. Some statistics here, since April till today, I want to give you these statistics on the number of women, the number of ladies that we have had. So our statistics from April to date, we have had 12 DBAs. And out of those 12 DBAs that we have had since April of 2023, we are talking about April, May, June, 12 DBAs, right? And out of those 12, 7 are women, right? So it can tell you that women are actually taking the lead in this. And if you're a lady, encourage yourself. They can do it. You hear a lot from the ladies today, a lot. This was done on purpose so that you all see how far they have gone. Right? In the past, people feel like IT is just for men. Women are now taking care of their homes. Women are the ones helping to encourage their men or their husband to go and do stuff. Be that kind of a lady where you have a say, you have a career. That is how we empower women, right? One of our women here, Bobby, one of our team members, she's actually putting up a write-up that we'll have to share with you all, because it has really been amazing to see how the ladies join IT. Skyrocketing in the IT field. Okay, before we go to the next thing, which I would like to demonstrate, I would like to talk about reasons you should start a career in IT, right? There can be a lot of reasons, but let me talk about the reasons why you should not. Why you should not start a career in IT, right? If you want to stay in your comfortable zone, then don't start a career in IT. But if you want to get off your comfort zone and be somebody or make a change in the way you look at things, make a change in your life and the life of your family, then you should start a career in IT, okay? The first thing that you see in IT, competitive salary. Guys, when you start a career in IT, regardless of what you do, you always have good pay. Believe me, because IT is what builds a company. Every IT personnel, regardless of you being a DBA, being a system administrator, being a developer, then you have good pay. You can ask among your circle of friends. You will tell that anyone who is an IT person, talk less of someone who is a DBA, they can tell you, I have students here who left from $10 an hour to $60 an hour. Hello, Helena. I'm not saying that you should go and bill her, right?
Definitely
So,
not.
so don't bill
It's
her.
my money.
And the truth is that when the money is coming like that, that is how the expenses are coming. And they turn around looking now for two jobs, right? Okay, so job opportunities, guys, there are a lot of opportunities. If we did not have these opportunities in IT, we will not be teaching this. If you want to do something for yourself, just go online and search your SQL Server database administration jobs near me and see the number of jobs openings that you have there. So the jobs are there, but now they don't have the workers. They don't have people who can actually come and do this. It is now that we all are understanding and we are getting into this, but there are still thousands of jobs. If you go online and you type SQL Server DBA jobs near me, I don't see any, then don't start this training. If you see thousands of them, click on the link, see two, and then just try to ask yourself, right? Just try to ask yourself, what are they looking for in me? Once you ask yourself that question, then you'll be like, oh, do I have the skills to be able to get this job? Right? That is the only thing you need. Once you see that there are the jobs there, the next thing, do you have the skills? That is where we come in. We come in to give you the skills to make use of these opportunities. IT has career stability. Believe me, when COVID was in effect, a lot of people lost their jobs, right? But most IT people actually picked up double jobs because companies had to actually improve on their IT infrastructure. They had to accommodate people to be able to work from home, so they needed more IT people. And now that is a new norm. They are not going back to say that, no, we don't need these people again. They are now trying to build their companies to prepare for the next disaster. So IT jobs will always be there. Also, when I say that job availability, it depends on what you do in IT. Also, COVID did touch some IT specific areas. Like if you look at during COVID, since most teams were focusing on doing stuff, some people were still laid off in IT. But one key thing you understand is that no database administrator within my team, in the various companies I worked, no database administrator was laid off. We didn't join IT. No DBA was laid off because they understand the importance of this, right? I want to give you an example. If you have a contractor or an engineer is someone who draws a plan for your house, right? Then once this plan is produced, they give that to a builder. That builder is there, they do everything. Maybe when the builder is building, the engineer is there to supervise. But when the builder is done, do you still need the engineer to come and supervise? No, right? And now, once the builder is done, that house, you have somebody there maintaining that house, cleaning that house, doing a lot of stuff. If things are going wrong on you, you don't need the builder anymore. But will you ever lay off the person who is maintaining that house? No, it means you want that house to die. It's the same thing with IT. In IT, like I've said, data is the most valuable asset. People have already built these databases. These databases need to be running for your applications to run. So even if you are laying off a developer because the database is already in effect, right? The database is already finished and it's running, but you need someone to administer that database. You will not lay off a DBA because if that DBA is not there, then that database is in the wrong hands, okay? So when you're looking at a career in IT, look at some of those key things. Okay.
I have a
Work from
question
home.
about that. I have a question about that.
Yes, ask your question.
Yes. With the rise of AI, is it possible? It's just some weird thought that I had. Is it possible that AI may be able to do that, or is that a field that require a human intervention?
IT will require human intervention. AI itself requires human intervention. Does AI just sit and work on its own? No, it needs someone to go and set up things and say, hey, AI, do me this. So AI is actually coming to help you be able to do your jobs. But now, some complicated stuff like developers, because you can tell AI, hey, develop me this application. It will develop it for you. So a company that used to have 5 developers might scale down to have 2 developers, knowing that they'll utilize AI to be able to make up for the other 5 developers. That is very true. But now, does AI go and sit there to administer databases? No. Now, as a database administrator, how do I use AI? AI now helps me to manage my databases, because when I have some tasks, it's just like Google. Nothing has really changed. It's just like Google. You have a task, you go out there, you ask Google, hey, how can I do this? Then Google gives you suggestions. So AI is just coming in with this information. Of course, it's going to help to simplify a lot of stuff. But things about DBA, you need to actually be there to set up maintenance plan and do everything. You can now use AI to help you, give you the skills. That is why it is easier now to learn. It is easier to do things that you have never known how to do them before, because you have the resources that will help you. That is where AI is coming in, right? But you cannot shy and say, I'm not going to get into IT because AI is going to take away my job. No. In IT, you also don't want to be in the same spot. When you join as a database administrator today, you start looking, what is my next step, right? What other openings can I have to get into the AI environment? You can start looking, okay, I need to learn, but you need to get in. If we all look at AI like it's taking away our jobs, we'll say that there should be no training in IT again. Clear off everybody. There can be no environment that you don't have IT professionals, that you rely only on AI. Make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
All right. So now, make a difference. As an IT person, guy, you make a difference everywhere that you are. At your job, at times, especially like a DBA, you might really not do nothing. But when something comes up that you need to resolve, when users are unable to access databases, you resolve that, you really make a difference. They look at you as a very valuable employee, right? Lifelong learning. As I've just mentioned, when you get into IT as a DBA, you don't want to sit today as a DBA, because you definitely gonna, in fact, those skills are gonna go away. There are some companies that as a DBA, you have repetitive stuff that you do. If you don't learn other new things, what will happen? You get missing along the line. So when this is a good opportunity for you to start and you start learning, when I talk now about data management, you see what you can do when you start as a database administrator. How can you build yourself up that IT ladder, right? We'll see all of those. Okay? If you don't have a degree, no problem. The way they recruit people in IT is completely different from the way we can recall back home. In IT now, they don't tell you that, oh, go and submit me a copy of your degree or everything. IT is all about resume. What have you done? What can you do? What certifications do you have? What are the years of experience that you've been working? That is why when you look at any job description, it will tell you 3 years of working experience, or a degree, or 3 years of working experience. So that working experience in that specific field can cover up for that degree. And behold, when you leave our training and we are helping you with your resume, your resume have at least 5 years of experience, because the knowledge you gain in 6 months is equivalent to knowledge of 5 years. Why? Because you are actually, the tasks you're performing throughout this training are real tasks. These are things that we do at work as database administrators. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
if you don't have a degree, it's okay. If you have a degree, it's okay. Now, when you get into IT, what do? Do you just sit because you're making 6 figures now? No. Guys, like, I am being very honest to each and every one of you. What did I say at the beginning? I came from Cameroon. I did not have a degree. I left Cameroon with baccalaureate. I did carpentry and joinery. I came here, decided to go to school. I went to school, I started nursing, I backed out. I left now and I said, oh, let me go and do IT. I went to school and I did my associate. I have an associate's degree in network systems administration. Now my resume, I have over 9 years of experience in my resume here. People don't even ask for a degree again, right? But did I stay? No, I am currently enrolled in college, Walden University, for my degree in information system, concentration in database management and data center operations. which I'll be graduating soon. That is me encouraging the people that I have taught, the people that are coming in. In here, we have Barbara. Barbara just graduated with her master's in information technology. She came, her background was teaching. She graduated from ENS. Because she has a degree, she started working as an IT person. She took a couple of certifications. She evaluated her degree from Cameroon. Then they gave her some credit and she went directly for 1 year and she got a master's in information technology. She did not just sit because she have this 6 figures job and be comfortable where she's sitting. You need to empower yourself as you start making this money, right? So, like I said, there's no sugarcoating here. This is not a marketing campaign where we're coming to lie to you that this and that. So, you're in IT, you are known as a to-go person. That is very normal. Even in our communities today, when people go out for parties, you know, when people start pointing to their mouth, they'll be like, hey, that one an IT person, that one a DBA. That is what they do, right? So of course, you'll be a to-go person. They'll look at you in your community as your life has changed, then they'll say stuff, right? Which is good. Then it is never a dull moment. You'll learn new stuff. You'll be challenged. There are times where you'll be like, man, this task is coming, I don't know it. I'm scared I'm going to lose my job. But no, everybody understands because you see new things all the time. You see new things all the time. The good thing is that you have resources to help you. And IT is continuously growing, right? In the years back, we did not have cloud computing. If you're a database administrator at that time, and you do not understand cloud computing now, you'll not be able to keep your job because your company might be moving resources to the cloud. Okay, so now without taking too much time again, which I know I've already done so, I would like to call on one person. I would like to call on Chidima. Is Chidima there? So Chidima here is one of our students. Chidima just graduated with Joyce. They are the first, that is C7 class. Like I mentioned, they graduated a month ago. They are the 2 people in that class who are already working as DBAs. Okay. So Chidima here, she will tell you about how Join IT training is. I believe she has taken a lot of training, but she never had that breakthrough until she got here. So she will tell you the difference that Join IT is making as compared to other training schools if you consider to go and take this training. Yes, Chidima, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chidima Walker. I currently work as a data platform engineer in Azure. I took my training here, just like you heard. We just concluded our training, and barely a month, I had a job. You know, I'm one of those that have a background in computer science. But whenever you say IT, I try to shy away because most of the trainings I've gone to have made IT so complex. Sometimes I thought maybe my head is not taking what they are teaching. I go to trainings after training and it's so complicated. Before I joined IT, I just completed a 6-month training that I wasn't even able to get a handle of it. Some people that knew me, when I said, okay, I'm joining another IT training, they were laughing, okay, you want to waste another time. But I made up my mind because my friend has been saying so much about Join IT. I said, okay, let me give it a trial. 1 month into this training, the kind of excitement I had. So it's not even me that is the problem, it's the process that I was going through. I was so excited about this training. I was telling everybody that wants to listen, come and give this place a trial. Of course, because I've tried so many things, when I came into the US, I even diverted to go to nursing. I did all the prerequisites. If you're in the US and you know what it takes to do nursing, you know that it is somehow tough. And I came here, it was looking so simplified. The way Join IT introduced you into the IT field, I was like, how did I not listen to this, my friend? Because my friend has been talking about Join IT for a year. I didn't listen. I was like, how did I miss it? That was how I started my training here. I paid all the attention because I know where I'm coming from and what I have gone through in the past. I know that this is the best I've ever gotten. And why am I saying that? When you come to Join IT, you know, Brian keeps saying it's not a marketing strategy or whatever. Anybody that cares to listen, especially anybody that even have a little background in IT will know that what you have in joint IT is it's somehow, from my experience, it's impossible to get it elsewhere. They have the mentorship, they have trained professional. You get all the resources you need to succeed. When I came in, I met one of the instructors that because I've wasted so much of my time in doing so many things, I want to get a job in 3 months. He laughed and said, okay, after 3 months, call me. Let's see if you're ready. Of course, 3 months, I've gotten a handle of some, but I knew I wasn't quite ready. And I called him, I said, okay, I'll need some more time. But what I was doing, I was paying attention. I was saying when they give an instruction, even though I have an experience in IT, I'm not saying, okay, I know it. I want to do something different. I want to break even that I've not done in several years. When they give an instruction, I will say, okay, I'll do it the way they are saying it. And that was one of the things that helped me to succeed. After 4 months, I was ready to go into the interview process, even though I tried so many and I was still learning. I was still in the class, improving myself. And that was it. Like I was saying about joint IT, the resources, the mentorship, when they are teaching us, they say at the end of the training, you have 5 years experience. Some people will be wondering, how can? When I did a little analysis, I was like, it's more than 5 years experience. The resources they put in, the hour of classes, the mentorship, you won't even get it in a 4-year degree. So better believe it when they say what you have is a 5-year experience. Because when they are teaching you, they are bringing in their environment into the teaching, which is what you don't get anywhere else. They teach you a topic and they say, okay, this is the experience I had in the office today. This is how this problem was resolved. And I used that as my advantage when I was going to interview. I wasn't talking as if I was new. I'm saying when you say something, I say, okay, this is what I experienced at this time. This is what happened. This is how I resolved this solution. I did not get that anywhere. It was all what I got in Joint ID solution. When anybody solves a problem, I document it. I write it somewhere. Whenever I go for an interview, I bring those things to life because I've already incorporated it. These people, I don't know if you know something about impartation. That is what Joint IT does to their students. They impact. Whatever Brian's knowledge is, that was what I took over. Whatever Alice's knowledge, the instructors, any instructor that comes on board, whatever he's saying, I try to put it on me. Their experience is now my experience. So if Brian has 5 years of experience or more, because he has taught me, because someone else has taught me and has opened up their environment, I assume that I also have that experience. So when they say 5 years of experience, it's not a jargon, it is real. So like I was saying, I took the training, and at the end of 6 months, I was so confident. I was even more than confident that, oh my God, I can succeed in IT. I never believed it was possible. I was taking interviews. This job I currently have is in cloud, is in Azure. When I was interviewing, the head of IT was even trying to convince me that I can do well here, because I was telling him that my background is in on-prem, which is what we are learning here, and they are in the cloud. They say, yes, from your experience, I understand. Because you've done so well on-prem, you will be able to migrate successfully in the cloud. I was like, up to today, believe me, I'm still in awe. I'm still in shock. Like, how did someone know that I have that capacity? It's because of what's Joint IT. And I do not pause whenever I'm talking about Joint IT or whenever I'm taking someone. If you've ever taken any training anywhere and came here, you will be able to differentiate. And when someone is saying, oh, I don't have the time, I am working, I'm not asking, why are you here? you actually want to make a difference. You might be doing well, but you want a change in career. You might not be earning so well, you want to earn better. That should be your focus. I came here because I have done so many things and I'm not getting that breakthrough. And I came here, I got it. Even though I was working, I had children, I was doing so many things at the same time. But I knew that I wanted to break through into the IT industry, and I have the platform. I wasn't going to miss it for anything. So if you're here, and
thank you, Chidima. I know that you can keep going. I know you can keep going. You can keep going, but it's okay. So definitely, you people hear again from Chidima when you start, because she's gonna come back as a mentor and she will teach you, because that is what we do at Join IT, right? When you leave, you come back, you give back to the community, right? Through mentorship. So when you're coming back, they have just graduated. She just started working. You'll see Joyce coming back to your class to help you as your mentor, right? So since we still have a couple of things to cover here, which we're going to rush through, we have barely 1 hour left. Chidima, sorry for cutting you short, but I believe the message has gone through and you're very powerful and you want to spread the word out there, right? Thank you for being an advocate, of Join IT. Happy that things work out well for you. So the next thing here, we talk about, remember, when I presented the IT environment, I kept aside data management, right? That is why we're here today. What is data management, right? First of all, what is data? You understand that in everything we do, right? In everything we do, there is some sort of data management. Before I explain to you what data is, right, I will give you a practical scenario. So first, let us do this. Where's my paint? Do you all see my paint? Do you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would like us to look at this. Just assume that you have a phone, okay? This phone is a computer for you because you use this phone to make your calls. So on this phone, what are you actually using this phone for? The main thing there is data. Why is that? The information I send to you, how does it come? It comes in a form of data. My number, 210-663, you enter that phone or that data into this phone, okay? So you see that your phone is just managing your data. What do you do with this number when you save that number on your phone? You go, you access that data, and you make a call. When someone sends you messages on WhatsApp, it gets stored on databases within your phone. When someone sends you pictures or music, that is data. You see that throughout your life with this phone, you are only working with data. When you go to Facebook, what are you doing? You are going to see data, right? Read news, all of that. So everything around IT is centered around data. No matter what that is, it is centered around data. So any career in data management will take you to a lot of places. So when you have all this data in here, right, what are some of the things that you can do with this data that is in your phone? Consider your phone as a company, a banking institution. What they have here, customers' information, loan, everything. Those cashiers input that into the database. Now, with you on this phone, what are the things that you do? On this, your phone, you are able to back up. Because if this phone gets stolen today, what are you going to be crying of? Your data, your contacts, your pictures, your music. So if you don't back up this phone, what will happen? If you don't back up that data inside and it gets stolen, it will not help you. This phone here, you make sure that it has the resources to be able to operate well. What are some of those resources that you have on your phone today, right? You have the type of the phone, what is the speed of that phone? What is the storage capacity of that phone? So this now helps you to make sure that your phone should be working correctly. You don't have but a choronko. If you have a choronko, you'll not be able to receive some type of data. So here you are ensuring performance tuning, right? And you are also monitoring your phone to make sure that, okay, your phone is working well. The next thing that you do with your phone is what? So this backup here is known as disaster recovery, where you're able to recover if that phone is stolen. Are you recovering the phone? No, you are more focused on the data that is inside the phone. The next thing is high availability. Your phone here, you are already setting up high availability. Why? Because you need to charge it. What is high availability? Ensuring that at every time you will not miss a call. So your phone has to be up. It needs to have internet connection. It has to be up and running so you don't miss a call. It has to be up and running so when someone sends you something, you'll be able to access that. So that is high availability. If you don't charge your phone, you see that within 30 seconds, if your phone is off and they are sending 1 million to everybody whose phone is on, what will happen? You'll lose, right? So that is what companies also look at. Then now, there is more, I've talked about monitoring, right? There is security of this, your phone. You need to secure this phone. You have a password there so that someone should not enter there. What are they entering to do? To see your data, to read your messages. That is data. So these are all the things that you do with your phone, right? And you can transition all these to the things that you do in a company as a database administrator. This company have multiple applications. So now they require you to be able to perform the same thing because they have multiple databases. So they need you to be able to manage these databases, which you're going to be doing the same thing that you do on your phone. So at this point, you all already have knowledge, some fundamental knowledge about database administration. But now, let me take you to what is data management. So when we talk of data management in general, it has to do with anything around managing data. Right? So the first thing that you're looking at is first, when we talk of data management, you need to be able to, you could be a developer where you develop the databases that is going to accommodate the data itself. That is a career in data management. You can decide to be a database developer. What are you doing? You are there to always develop databases, right? And you could also decide that, okay, I can be a data analyst. Who is a data analyst? A data analyst is a person that, okay, will look at all this data that is within this database and be like, oh, what can I do? Within this month, this company made 50 million. So now, if I analyze this, I can see that in the next 5 months, this company can make this amount. Or this company has less products to buy for this particular period. And the number of customers within this time are increasing. What does a data analyst do? They analyze the data that is within this database to help make informed decision. You could decide to be a data engineer, where this data engineer is a kind of person that will say that, okay, yeah, this company have 100 databases. I want to build a center point of truth where I will get information from this database, this one, and ingest all that information here. This is data engineering, where you now see that, okay, I can create pipelines where I will get data from different sources and consolidate them somewhere. That is data engineering. Okay, now you also see things like data scientists, right? You've heard there's a career trend now, data science, which is a key. In data science, you see that they can use data. Most of the things you do now when you're chatting with your, when you go online, like even ChatGPT, what does it do? What does AI use? It uses data science, right? Where you text a question, you can get a response and you think that is someone that is talking to you. That is data science. Right? Begin to look at all the high-paying careers out there. Then now, the next thing you can decide to be a database administrator. A database administrator is the person in charge of managing all this data. A database developer will need to work with a DBA. If they need to run any script on the database, the DBA needs to be there. A data analyst will not have access to the database if a DBA does not give them. A data engineer will need to work with a DBA to extract, transform, and load data. A data scientist will need to make sure that, okay, there is supposed to be a database first. There is supposed to be, this database has to be maintained for them to be able to extract and do what they're doing with. So you see that if you cannot just go and say you want to start as a data scientist, because you, first of all, Ghislaine, please help me with the waiting room. First of all, you don't understand what this data is all about. You don't understand what is data management. So if you start a career today as a DBA, it gives you room for growth. Now, as a DBA, you are working with, for in our case, SQL Server. This is mostly on-prem. Now, once you start our training as a database administrator, you graduate and you are in the job market, we elevate you to take our cloud computing training, which is administering these same databases now in the cloud. That is what Chidima is doing now. But because she has that foundation on managing databases on-prem, it is easier for her to transition to Azure and manage databases. If she had to start here to manage databases in Azure, she will not be able to work as an on-prem DBA. That is why your path that you take in IT is very important. That is why mentorship is the key. That is why you need an institution that understands this methodology, an institution that have the resources to be able to help you. You don't want to go take your training somewhere where you have one teacher. If it gets up today, it counts as a class. I'm telling you today that Joy IT has more than 25 teachers. And every Baja graduate, we make sure that we bring in 2 to 3 students there who are willing to share their knowledge to add into our instructors batch or into our instructors forum to be able to help and continuously build. We don't do this for money. We do this because we have a vision to build an IT community. And the joy I see on Chidima's face today is far more than 3,000 that she paid for this training. The joy that the person who referred Chidima to this training is getting today, that, oh, Nami, I helped Chidima to be this, is far more than whatever referral bonus that Join IT could give to that person. So we are here to help each and every one of you to succeed. So this is just some basic understanding about data management and why you should even be considering to start this career in this area. You start as a database administrator, then from there you can build to go into all of this. We have training in database architect, that is database development, that is coming up. Okay, so we have a well-structured methodology to take you from an absolute beginner to an IT professional in 6 months. This has been tested and proven. Okay, so now I have mentioned this already. Who is a database administrator? A database administrator is someone, is a professional who is responsible for doing the following. You install and configure this database management system that that company is using. Most companies will use either SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, or MariaDB. But SQL Server is the most widely used database management system. First, because it is a Microsoft-owned product. Second, it is easy to learn. It is friendly. It's been in existence for so long. You'll be able to implement and maintain database security. Who has access to your databases just like you do on your phone? You put a password on your phone. You encrypt some of your data. You have these apps that hide stuff. Implement disaster recovery. You need to ensure that if something is happening for that company today, the company's data is in your hand as a DBA. It's not in the hands of the developer. Once they finish everything, the company is operational, they put that data into the hands of the administrator. You're the one to manage it. Ensure high availability, database performance tuning and monitoring. Those are the key things that you do. And the way we teach you this at Join IT, we have break it down in such a way that an absolute beginner, after 2 weeks of training, you yourself, you will be wow in what you have learned in Join IT, right? No kidding. This is a reality, tested and proven. So now, how do you become a database administrator? The first thing is getting that information, understanding what is database administration, having that mentor that can help you. And Join IT is here to play the role of that mentorship. That is why we are here. This has been tested and proven. You need to understand what is a database management system. You need to seek guidance from those who are already working as DBAs. There's a lot of information out there, but we don't make use of it. Some of you will sit today, you hear this information, you'll be like, man, I will not be able to. I will postpone them for next time. It is okay. It is okay. You need to take a database administration hands-on training. This hands-on training, hey, Prof. Allen, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, it looks like we are out of capacity. We have 100, might be, you can have some that have already spoken to drop, so others can join.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can drop now.
Okay. Please, if you're already in the training and you've already spoken, unless you are still to talk, please just drop so that new participants can join. Sorry about that.
I'll drop now.
All right. Perfect. All right. So you need to build a network of IT professionals. Guys, you cannot be looking at starting a career in IT and you are doing a correctional officer job and you still build your circle of friends around those people. No, you need to make me your #1 fan. You need to make me your best friend. Make your classmates that you're taking this training with your best friends. Build a team. Chidima and Joyce, those are people now, they discuss, they have a different level of a professional relationship now. They can sit, call and talk. Hey, what's up with work today? I have this challenge. That is how we do it, right? That is how we do it. The next is apply for jobs. We teach you all of this. As you're coming in here, we take you as a blank person. Believe me, guys, we take you as an absolute beginner. We start from computer basics. We teach you how to work on your resume. We teach you how to apply for jobs. We teach you how to talk in interviews. That is why we have a very high success rate. And above all, we don't just tell you to go after your training. Once you are in, advance your career. Why database administration? It's actually less work, more pay. How will you take a DBA having 4 jobs, sitting in the comfort of their home? Because once you know what you're doing, you stabilize your environment, you automate everything. But the companies need you to sit there and make sure that you prevent issues from happening. And if an issue happens, you are able to resolve it. It is easy to learn. SQL Server is very easy. Guys, I need an opportunity to teach you SQL Server. Join IT needs an opportunity. You'll be like, wow, is this something I've been scared of? Right? There are a lot of job opportunities. You don't need any prior knowledge in IT. All you need is your determination, your willingness to go through this training, and we play the next part for you. Right? Take care of the most important assets of the company. As a DBA, like I mentioned, data is a key. Like just right now, I believe most of you are already looking like this and be like, wow, it's now that I've understood that data is a key, because everything you do on your phone, what is it centered around?
Data.
Is data, right?
Data.
Going to Facebook, you're looking for data. Going to WhatsApp, you're looking for data. Looking at those WhatsApp status is data. So everything in IT is centered around data, right? Okay, so before I go, I would like to bring in one person. Do we have Trisha? Sorry, Trisha was to say something, but I think the time has passed. So we don't have Trisha. I need another girl.
No, she's here. She stepped out. Trisha is here. Trisha is around.
Okay, I'll give Trisha a couple of minutes to just talk to. Like I mentioned, Trisha is someone, she's talking to you now as someone who was already in the field, who was already working. But when she heard about this training, she came back and she's taking the training. She was working as an Oracle person. Now she's taking SQL training. And what she has learned this time, believe me, she's in a better place to tell you if you should take this training or you should not. She's been an inspiration. She's in the C8 class. She's been an inspiration to her classmates, right? She has done a lot. She has seen it. She has tested it. She's able to prove that, no, this is exactly what people need to be able to start a career in IT. I'll give her a couple of minutes just to talk to you all. Yes, Trisha. Trisha, are you there? Looks like you're muted. Let me unmute.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Brian. And my name is Trisha. I'll talk a little bit about my background, and which will be like an encouragement to everybody else. So I was trained in Oracle, and I got a job that was Oracle and SQL Server. And it was in a very good company. It's actually a Fortune 500 company that ranks very high on the list. So you can imagine that their expectations are very high. So I wanted to get to a training that is very good in SQL Server. I tried a couple, and I'll tell you, it's a blessing when I found Join IT. So about Join IT, I will tell you what stands out so much that has really impressed me are the instructors. The instructors, very knowledgeable. They're all experts in their field. They all work, and above all, they are very, very caring. At Join IT, we have also mentors. So you have a lot of support. You have very caring instructors. You have mentors that are actually there to hold you by the hand when you have questions. I want to just emphasize on my class experience. I will tell you that the level of instruction at Join IT is unmatched. And I've been to quite a few IT schools. Just the past week, I'll tell you guys, after class, my class finishes at my time, maybe at midnight. The first ticket I got, I could do it just because exactly what we did in the assignment in class is what we did at work. And I always say many times when you go to school, you're wondering that how relevant is the things that the concepts you're learning in the classroom, how relevant are they in the real life? Join IT, the hands-on experience is unmatched. I'm telling you guys, I'm not here to do any publicity. I'm telling you from my heart. I just joined IT, I think in February. I'm the C8 batch. And I'm telling you, I have already told my story to so many. Even this new batch coming up, I'm joining just because of my experience at Join IT, because it's all hands-on. Whatever you will do in the classroom is exactly what you do at work. As I'm telling you, I take a ticket. All I need to do is just to go back to my notes or go back to the video recordings and I can do my ticket. And the last thing I'll talk about is the whole environment. It's a very nurturing environment. You have your place in groups. You work with group mates. You have a lot of support. And I'll tell you that sooner or later, they become more like a family. I want to use the word family because everybody supports each other. You can reach out to professors, you can reach out to your mentors, you can reach out to your students, to your fellow students. So it's a very good environment. And I'll tell you that if there's any school I've ever seen in IT, Join IT is unmatched. And that's all I have to say. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tricia. Thank you for sharing those words. Again, you might be wondering that why would someone be working and come to take a DBA class again? Because she has seen it. And if she's in a position to tell you, comparing Oracle and SQL Server that she has taken, she will definitely tell you that, hey, start as a SQL Server and then you can learn to do Oracle, right? So SQL Server is very user-friendly, and that is how we use it to get you all started into IT. So thank you. So the next thing I want to talk about, we have barely 30 minutes left here. You still need some more information. So how is our training structure at Join IT? It's very important that you understand this, right? So normally, we start you as an absolute beginner. In the first 2 weeks, we offer you a free training on computer basics. Believe me, guys, today you have actually learned. If we actually have to make this orientation to be paid, you know, we will make money. People will pay to attend, to get this information that we are sharing today, right? So you've already started your IT career today because you have learned some stuff in IT that you did not know. And I don't want you to back out of that. So the first 2 weeks of our training, you start as an absolute beginner, where we give you computer basics, will make you to understand the IT environment, your responsibilities, and introduce you to database management systems, right? Within the first 2 weeks, this is free, no cost for you. That helps us in our vision to train and equip people, right? So you see that the challenge that some people have today, you just get up and you call somebody's son or daughter, come, let me teach you cybersecurity. You start teaching that person how to analyze a threat, you know, how to do it, without that person having any the basic knowledge of when I get hired, who am I going to be working with? Or what are the various team members? How is the IT environment set up? There are some people here who have never even understood that IT is a department within a company. What does other team members do? As you are getting into IT, put in full force, understand the environment and say, now that I have understood what this IT environment is all about, I want to be a database administrator. Then you push for it. That is how we take you at Join IT. From there, we take you the first 4 months. Now, we get you into the SQL Server itself. Guys, in most of our classes, people have jobs within these 4 months. Because these first 4 months, the knowledge you have, you're already like a junior to a mid-level DBA. You can perform the task. If you are a curious student, a student that wants to put in effort, you will start applying after 3 months. You request a resume. We are there to help you. When students join, we see that, okay, this person is smart. This person really want to make this change in their life. We release you videos of the class ahead where you can be studying ahead. And in 4 months, you can apply and have your jobs. We have had students. We have Vanessa. Vanessa is one of those. Chi Brian, who is here. These are students that had jobs within 4 months of their training because they came in with that mindset like, I got to do this. Now, after these 4 months, we start showing you how to work on your resume where you can start applying. We teach you what site you apply. What is a resume? Some of you here, you have never had a resume. You just go into Amazon and be like, hey, I want to come work in the warehouse. Hello, Helena, right? And you just say, okay, come in, right? You just go to Uber. You don't need a resume to do Uber. To be a correctional officer, you don't need a resume. So some of you don't even understand all of this. Then after these 4 months, when you have this knowledge to be a junior DBA, right? We take you now the next 2 months into the high level stuff, implementing high availability, virtualization, some sysadmin stuff and everything. Now, after this, we take you to a 3 months intensive interview preparation where James is going to talk about, right? James is going to talk about this. We take you into a 3 months intensive interview preparation. Like now, the class C7 that just graduated, where are they? All those who graduated, there were like 20 something of them, they are in interview prep, where we now go into our interview prep for 3 months. That is where you are actively applying. You are still attending classes at no cost. You have a mentor. Each interview prep team have 2 instructors and about 10 to 11 students that you follow up with them constantly. Have you been applying? Do you have an interview? When is the interview? When you have any interview, your mentor is there. Your interview prep lead is there to walk you through, get a one-on-one. So you still have classes 3 days a week after your training as you are actively applying. So we don't get our hands off you after 6 months. Okay? So now from there, you get your first job. Once you get your job, what do? We add you in the Joint IT Alumni Working Group. We have over 100 people that we have trained here at Joint IT who are database administrators. They are in our alumni group. These are people that are available 24/7. Once you get your job, you are added there and you're on high priority. Any question that comes from you, somebody is there to help you immediately. Then the good thing is that we offer pre-internship. If you happen to find yourself where there is any DBA from Joint IT, you can go there for free and shadow. This has been working. Chidima used to go and shadow from Barbara. So of course, she has the 8 years of experience because Barbara will assign her task. McDonough, Augustine, all of them come shadow here. People travel, like now, Ike has traveled to shadow JT in Arizona. Just 3 weeks in front of someone who is working as a DBA gives you that confidence that you need. We offer that for free. All you need to do is, this is what I want to do. Then why join IT, right? We have more than 80% success rate. Very proud to say, you will not see this in any institution. Our success rate is measured from those who successfully complete the training. You are here, 90 something of you. 30 might start the training, 20 might graduate. We measure the success rate from there, right? The training fee is very affordable. What do we do, guys? The support that you get, even when you get your job, we still help you with employment verification. We go through the process with you until you start working. We just announced Solange yesterday. Her background check was a talk of the town. It was really tough. She needed to call me. I need to make connections, call the interview prep lead, Galabe, to make connections, all of those things. We help you at no cost. Now, career orientation. This is what we do. Some schools will not sit there to explain these things to you. They'll just tell you, come and start this training, right? The fee is 3,000. I will take 1,500 from you. Come and start the training without the orientation. You have experienced instructors and catch-up classes. We teach you 2 days a week. Then we dedicate 1 day for a revision or catch-up. Like now, this session, we're going to have Mondays and Wednesdays. And on Saturday in the mornings like this is revision and catch-up. In revision classes, we come and we make sure that you understand everything that was said during the week. We do more practicals. for you to understand, and all the classes are recorded. You have mentorship, one-on-one coaching. We help you with resume building, on-the-job support, and continuous learning, right? So I think, let me see if there's any, before I go there, the challenges. So let me just present this, right? The training fee, some of you will be asking. If you look to my right, if you're in US or Canada, that's $3,000. If you're in Europe or North America, any other, it's $2,000.
You're not sharing.
Oh. I wasn't sharing this as well.
Oh, you were.
You were.
You were.
Oh, okay. So these are this is a training fee. You can take a picture of that. So depending on where you are, for now, the Cameroon class is already going, so you don't need that. Any other country in Africa, this is just free. We are just here to support those in Africa because you understand your challenges, right? If you are in Middle East, we understand, and these prices are not negotiable. We are not discussing that why is Europe this, why is Canada this. We have put this in place, taking into consideration the possibility of having jobs, the availability of jobs, the economic, nature of your location and everything. So these are the prices, and they are non-negotiable. Now, when you
quick question, Brian.
Sure.
Question. This $600 for other African countries apply to Nigeria too?
Every country in Africa.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And one thing that is very important is that no one should try to say that I'm in Nigeria because I have a Nigerian number. Why in the US? that is already in place because the Zoom is set up to accept connections from various countries. We know those that are connecting going with your IP address. We have actually had some very interesting students who take advantage of that.
No problem, Brian. It's for some other people in Nigeria.
No, I know. I'm just saying it. I'm not saying.
I understand. Nigerians are very smart.
I will tell you. They are before. Let me say in pidgin. Before
they can do everything and everything. Thank you.
Before I went clear, we got some very interesting results. And then you only know that they were not in Nigeria when they have a job now and they are in the process of background check. Then they tell that, hey, I just came in 2 months ago. I'm like, oh, okay.
Then another quick question. Is it possible to do this course in Nigeria and get a job where you can work from home from Nigeria?
So it is possible. I've had people get jobs from Cameroon, right? But it's not that very common. So yeah, it's possible. There are international jobs. IT jobs are being outsourced to countries with cheap labor, right? Just like I manage a team of guys now that work in India, right? So it's very common in other countries. But again, if you don't apply, if you don't try, you might not get there.
That's it. Okay.
So
all right. Thank you.
This is your class schedule every Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. CST. So check your time zone. Some people, if you're in EST, it's going to be 9 to 12 for you. Right, just check your time zone and we'll communicate all of this. Another key thing here is the computer requirement. Again, a MacBook will not work. You need a Windows computer, either Windows 10 or Windows 11. The computer must have at least 16 gigabytes of RAM. If you're going to the farm, make sure you have equipment that will help you to work, not to work you out. You need at least 500 gigabyte of storage, right? Normally storage is not an issue. As long as you have 500 gigabyte, that is fine. Then you need an external monitor like this. Very important. You cannot go through this training without an external monitor because when you're in class, it is hands-on. An instructor is sharing his screen. You see the instructor here. They'll be practicing on this screen. I did not say 2 laptops. If you have a laptop, all you need is an external display. This could be your TV that you have just connected an HDMI cable, right? It's just a normal monitor. Okay, so that is very important for you to know. So
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I've been having issues with getting a jack because my my computer is a HP laptop, so it doesn't have a HDMI jack. So I've been going everywhere. I don't know if you can recommend anything for me to use to plug my my monitor to the computer. The jack has been a big issue for me.
You should have this type C stuff. You see this little head and a converter. You can actually go to Best Buy, right? You
Yeah,
get
I got that. I got that. I actually have it now, and I have a different one. I have like two. I've been going to return and I'm bringing back and return. I had this one, and that one you have in your hand. I have that as well.
Okay, we can connect and take a look at it. Just send a message to me directly. I'll definitely be able to take a look at you. It should work.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So you need that external monitor, right? Now, let me see, before we go to the next person, I would like to tell you all.
Hello, Prof. Sorry, what about the mouse? You didn't talk about the mouse.
Yeah, of course. I'll encourage everyone to have a mouse, right? Don't just try to use the mouse pad. Get an external mouse. It makes your life easier.
Okay.
So before we go forward, I mentioned to you that we have a team. We don't just train you and let you go. So I'll give the floor to James. He's representing Galabe from the interview prep team to tell you what this team will do after your training, right? That is a team that is playing magic. The main challenge we have seen with other schools that we are taking advantage of is because when you are done with your training, you don't have any follow-up. You don't have anyone helping you. They're like, man, we already collected our money. Go and apply. And after that, you don't even have someone to call and say, oh, this is what is going on. But after your training in Joint IT, it is another training because you have a new team that takes you for interview preparation. So I'll give the floor to James to talk on that.
Hello guys, good day. So I'm James, graduated from Joint IT, currently a senior DBA for a Fortune 500 company. It's been a great experience going through Joint IT. So I work with the interview team. And what we do is we believe in what Joint IT does. We know if you focus, if you put your part, you can get a job in 3 months. You can get a job within the 6 months course. But now what if you don't? We don't leave you hanging, right? We follow through to make sure that you do your part, we do our part and get you that job. So Joint IT have a session called the interview prep, IP. And it's a 3-month session where we dedicate to get you that job. We teach you extra topics. We reinforce topics that have already been taught and try to make sure that you go into those job interviews as fresh as you were taught the day before. So, so in the Joint IT, in the interview prep, we have the setup is done in Mondays and Tuesdays, and we have a variety of topics. For example, we do resume building and reviews. We do a job application approach and the processes, how to apply, the do's and the don'ts. And then we also have one-on-one session where if you'd like to have a hot seat, we call it a hot seat, where if you want to have that actual interview feeling, we'll interview you like it was an actual interview. So we do that a lot. So we do reviews of the entire syllables. So whatever you've been taught in that 6 months, we break it down and do it in an interview approach format. We have mentorship. We have people that you can call at any time. Hey, I have a job, the interview that's coming up. Can we schedule a time so we can go through this job description? Can you schedule a time so we can go through this topic that I did not understand and is predominantly heavy on this job description? And we have people that are willing and always ready to do that for you. So question, Rashid? Okay.
No, I don't have a question.
So with the interview prep, we have a lot of members. We have myself, we have our team lead, which is Galabe. We have Vera, Desmond, Eleanor, we have Chi, Brian, Ghislaine, Willie, Moise, Arnold, and more. And you get to know these people as time goes on. So we believe in the process. We trust the process. We know if you're coming ready to go, we will never leave you hanging. And even after you get the job and you're working, we are still there with you. We in the alumni group, if you ask a question, if any of us have ever had that experience in it, we will make sure that we get you the help. So that's what we do at interview prep. And it's an honor to get to meet you guys, and hopefully we'll see you guys again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, James. And this is
Thank
the
you.
team that does the magic at Join IT. That is a methodology that has been working, right? If you ask all those, there are people here who finish their training in class 3, 4, 5. That those that are still hanging around, they still have somewhere to go. And again, JT, it looks like you break my chain. I wanted to have just the ladies first, and then the guys will come after. But however, I have one other person here. That is Miss Barbara. She will step in to talk to you all about some of the challenges that you will say, oh, I have in starting a career in IT. Right. I'm going to share my screen and have Miss Barbie talk about it.
Oh, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this orientation. It always gladdens my heart to, talk to a set of people who have decided to make this life-changing decision. I call it a life-changing decision because it changed my life. It changed the life of my family, and any other person who I've referred or whom I've taught, even if they don't end up having a job, it has really changed their lives. And just a little bit about myself before I start. My name is Barbara, and I've been around for quite some time. And my background is actually teaching. I used to be an English language teacher, and then I moved to the US, and as fate will have it, I got to the right hands, got the right information, and I am here today. I currently work as, what do having work as again? I work as a database administrator, I think data engineer, it's just a job title, but we do simply the same thing. And, one thing about me is that I don't stay on my comfort zone. 6 months later, I was able to secure my job, but again, I had to move further and say, okay, this is where I truly belong. And so I furthered my studies. And I am glad to say that I now hold a master's degree in information technology. And why did I come back to Join IT? I came back to Join IT because it was in a space like this that someone changed my life. And I am coming back here, not only for the fact that I enjoy teaching and passing on knowledge and information to others, but I just believe that it's also my way of giving back to my community, especially the Black community, and getting people started so their lives can be different. Along the line, why we teach these trainees and why we sensitize, trying to make other people understand that this is something that can really change your life. We do really, get into some kind of challenges. And what we've been able to, deduce from the conversations that we have with people out there and even the trainees that we have in here are some of these things that have been listed here. Here you will see some challenges starting a career in IT and generally starting a new career. Starting a new career can really be overwhelming, and IT is one of those. One of those challenges that we've always encountered is we notice that there is insufficient or lack of information. It will amaze you to know the number of people who still are in this world. Yeah, let me not go too much into where you are, Houston to be precise, in America, in Texas, who don't know that there are some certification courses out there that you can really do them for less than 6 months or for 6 months exactly, and be able to live the kind of life and earn the kind of money that other people earn. People have no idea. You take your time and you're sensitizing them, and then you come to notice that, wow, they are as good as blank. And then when they eventually get started, they come to you and they're like, wow, I never knew that a thing like this exists. And then they'll go out there and they start telling their own people, and you notice that their own people too are not informed. And so for that reason, we try as much as possible to always organize these orientation sessions. You don't necessarily need to come there to take the class, but just come and get the information. We try to equally engage and have these conversations with other people. We use our WhatsApp status to share. We use our social media handles to share, just so that we can create so much more awareness. So if people are in America, in Europe, in Canada, and they have no idea that, IT is like this, it's in many different parts, the big word IT is just scaring you. You need to go in there and know that there is database administration, there is data sciences, there's database development, there's system engineering, there's network engineering. Then how about those people in Africa and in those suburbs? I can just begin to imagine. So because there is lack of information, that's a major challenge that people face when they're starting a career in IT. And again, they don't even know what they are going into. You ask somebody, what do you think you want to do? I want to do IT. Wow, it means you're probably just saying that, you're like, you don't know your concentration. Then the second thing is people are so scared of learning something new or coming out of their comfort zone. I once had a conversation with this lady who I just came to America and I was just, talking to people to see their experiences. And she was like, man, I've been in America for the past 23 years. And for these past 23 years, I have been working in this nursing home and I plan to retire there. Wow. And I'm like, what? Why didn't you just go ahead and, learn something, go to school? She's like, no, I don't have that energy to be going to school. I don't have that head. I'm already old. So you see, that's the mentality that a lot of us have, right? They don't want to learn something new. They want to stay at the spot that they are in, which is really not healthy. Brian, I lost my slide. Let me pull mine here. Then the next one is mentorship and training institution. This one is not fun at all because you now get to notice that everyone, one of my friend and I were just discussing, and then we said that, every corner in America, every corner in Europe is now having an IT institution, right? Because people just feel like, okay, you come in there, you're going to pay maybe a good amount of money, and then they spend some 3 to 4 months, and then they give you the basis and they let you go. So this is a major challenge because even after you've given them the information and somebody has decided to take themselves out of their comfort zone, you will discover that they fall into the wrong hands. Somebody once picked this sentence and said, imagine coming a long way, but taking the wrong road. I can begin to imagine. So there are a lot of training institutions out there who are not even helping the situations, who are not out there to be passionate about what they say. They are there for the money. So when they fall into the wrong training institution, you notice that, all your goals are lost. So that's another major challenge that people really do experience when they finally decide to join the IT field. And then we have finances and family commitment. Of course, we've spoken to students. We've spoken to students who have little or no money to get started. Someone will tell you that I just moved to the US with my entire family. We can barely make ends meet. I'm not working. My husband is not working. There is nothing we can do. Or I have 3 kids under 4 and I have to spend time taking care of them. I know that parenting is a whole different ballgame. Then about the finance part, we know that things are really difficult. And until we put a price, people will not take it serious. And so for that reason, you notice that someone will probably make up their mind, register for maybe $500. And then when the first installment is due, what happens? They have to just drop out. Why? Because they cannot afford the fee. But it's okay. We understand all of those things and we make sure that we design a program that can be able to accommodate all of those. Details can follow later. Then we also have been overloaded. Wow, this is where we are. There is no doubt about it. We have to work and pay the bills while trying to build ourselves. So because when you come back from work, our classes are generally in the evenings. And because our classes are generally in the evenings, it means that you worked during the day or you're about to go to work in the night before you come back and join the class. iPhone 4, please mute, thank you. Before you come back and join the class. That alone is already overwhelming. You probably leave work, you need to take care of family, you need to cook, you need to put things in order before you get to class. That alone is being overwhelming. And again, you cannot just leave your job completely like that. For that reason, we understand those things and our classes are more of a therapy. I always tell my trainees that, let me tell you guys something. Let this class be a therapy for you. Let it be. I'm going to make it relaxing because I understand where you're coming from. I've been in your shoes. And of course, I know how to interact with your situation. So these are some of the challenges that people encounter when they're trying to start a career in IT or a career in general. But I'm glad that Join IT Solutions has been able to identify some of these challenges. And we work so hard towards making our trainees really comfortable. You see, these trainees here who were giving their testimony, you notice that they equally had challenges. But what happened? They had to beat those challenges with the help of the instructors, with the help of the mentors, with the help of the instructor assistants, their group members, in order to get their dream job. I hope I was able to inspire someone today. You can always reach out to me. I'm in the general group. you can reach out to me with your questions and I'll be ready to help. Thank you very much. Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Bobby. Thanks for always being there. And just so you all know, among all of us doing that you see at Join IT, Barbara was the first person to get a job, so she has been an inspiration to a lot of us, right? I hope that she'll inspire you as well. So next thing now is just what are the next steps, right? The next steps now, I just expect you all to work on your schedule. Now you know when classes are starting. First class is that is on July 10th, right? That is our first day of class. The first 2 weeks of the training is free. You don't need to bring any money. Just get your computers ready to attend. During the first week, we'll give you more information. On the first day of class, we'll give you more information. If you have not filled out the application form, it is important that you get the form filled out, right? I'm going to send this in the chat here. Oops. I'm going to send this in the chat. So you in the Zoom chat here and in the WhatsApp group, I believe you all are in the WhatsApp group. Fill that out so we can get your information. When you fill out this form, we get your information, right? During the first day of class, we'll just have, well, as you're going in, as the days are going by, once you get your information, we're going to send a placement test. That placement test is what we're going to use to see what class we're going to actually put you in, right? So just be prepared for that as well. If you can open the Zoom chat, I've pasted the link for the application. Just fill it out and make sure you are in the orientation WhatsApp group. If you are not, send me a message, indicate if you are not, send a message in this chat, they will be able to add your number. But if you are not and you fill out this application, then we should be able to get your number from the application and get you added, right? Get a computer that meets the requirements, right? Get payments ready by the second week. So we have payments plans available. Barbara mentioned that finances is one of those. We understand and we have made it very easy for you guys. So after the first 2 weeks of training, like if you're starting on the 10th of July, you'll see that by the July 10th, that is a Monday, you see that no payment is due until maybe July 24th, right? So towards the end of the month, your payments will be due on July 24th. After that, the first payment is $750. The first payment is $750. Then the balance now, you start paying $500 every month, depending on your location, okay? Then another thing you need to do is stay connected. That is all. You're in the WhatsApp group, ask questions, reach out to me, reach out to whoever referred you, ask more questions to be well informed. A question in the chat, is there an external certificate exam we take after this program? And how do you receive diploma? Of course, like I mentioned, IT is not based on diplomas, right? So after this training, the only database administration certificate out there is a DP300, which is cloud-based. You don't need the certification to start applying or getting a job. Chidima does not have it. Joyce does not have it. Now they're in the process of getting into the Azure training to get their certificate. What takes you from where you are to the company is your resume, and we work that resume out for you. Right now, do you just sit there? No, we prepare you to write the certification with his DP300 after your training while you're already applying. Okay, so I think I have, do we have Tse? Is Tse here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I'll just bring in a guy now, Tse, just to say what. It says this is somebody who just, I don't know how long he's been in the US. He just moved in. He will tell you where he took his training, how he got here, and where he is today, right? So Tse, you have the floor.
Well, thank you so much, Brian, for this opportunity that you've given me. I can literally say you changed my life. It's not a joke, it's not a marketing campaign or something. I am a testimony. This is just a testimony from me. So while back in Cameroon, still planning to move to the US, I was like, I need to start something, which when I come here, it's going to be beneficial to me and it's going to help me not doing odd jobs or some kind of menial jobs that I'll barely go by. So I contacted Prof. Barbara. I can't even remember how it happened. So she actually brought me to join IT. I know she's very excited right now. So I moved over to the US. That's about 9 months ago. I got my job already. I'm working as a database administrator right now with one of the biggest retail shops in the US, the Southeastern Grocers. They cover the whole of Southeast of the United States. They are home to Winn-Dixie, Harvest Supermarket, and Fresco Ima supermarkets. So I cover over 500 shops that I manage their applications. We have 4 database administrators with about 3 developers working. So it has been really, really an awesome experience. Talking about my training, I started back in Cameroon, took my training, the time constraints, because right now in Cameroon, it is about, I think it's going to be about 7 p.m. back in Cameroon. So our training is always at 8 p.m. That's midnight my time. And I was working in Cameroon, come back really tired. So when I get into the classes, when I couldn't even attend the class, I will get the recordings and attend to them and listen to them after. Sometimes network connection wasn't really the best. So there was a midnight, for those who are back in Cameroon, this MTN midnight that you purchase maybe 4 GB for 200 francs at midnight. I made perfect use of that. Get all my videos during the weekends. I will go through them, preparing. So actually there's another guy in Cameroon, McDonald. We were planning to get our jobs in Cameroon. So that was the spirit that at one moment we said, you know what, we are not waiting to travel before we get the job. So from Cameroon already, I'd already prepared my resume. I did everything. So when I moved in here, it was an easy sale for me. I just started taking interviews just like that. And less than 9 months down the line, I got my job as a database administrator, earning 6 figures. It is really exciting and fulfilling right now. And I get to do almost very minimal things at work. I guarantee you the toughest part is going through the interview. Once you get the job, it is easy. Sometimes I ask myself, these guys are paying me all this money just to come and take maybe backup and restore or create a table in a database or to run a script. The whole time I'm just sitting watching tickets. Nothing is really coming in. I would need to write my manager like, hey, is there something you want me to do? So I know there's nothing for now, that we are just preparing a migration. So it is really something, work-life balance, you have it. And Join IT Solutions really give my life a meaning. It makes everything so easy for me. The interview prep class was great. Prof. Galabe drilled me. I remember coming to Join IT Solutions. I couldn't talk in front of the camera as I'm talking right now. When I'm talking, I always bend my head and I was wondering like, how am I going to take interviews and convince someone to give me this job? But during the interview prep class, they put me on hot seats, one-on-one. I had to interact like a real life scenario to get the feel of how an interview is going to look like. And there is nothing different. And when you get to the hot seat, it's even more difficult. But when you get to the interview, you're like, maybe an interview is still going to come after this. So I'm telling you all, trust me, you are in the right place. And if you make the decision to commit, there is no going back and there is no quitting, because even the time you think you want to quit, when they put you in groups, someone is going to reach out to you and say, hey, what's happening? And give you a word of encouragement. That's going to bring you back on track. So right now in Join IT Solutions, once you come in, we are already part of a family. I think we are about 1,000 in the Join IT community right now. So the resources are tremendous. It's unmatched. I don't think there's any other place where you can get your training like in Join IT, because we have the resources, we have the people. Then above all, they are committed to your success, not committed that you need to give them money or something. No, they just want to see you succeed, because right now, the thing that's going to bring me joy is to hold someone by the hand and see that person succeed. That's going to be my happiest, and that's my target right now. Just want to see someone and work with that person until the person gets his job. Then that's fulfillment. And that's what Join IT Solutions has brought to me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ted. Thank you. To say this is someone who took his training in Cameroon.
A lucky guy.
Because he did not know about maybe opportunities that he was going to travel, and traveling to the US in less than 1 year, he's making 6 figures. It's a miracle, right? I still say it, guys. This is not marketing. He's actually working in Florida. When he was in North Carolina, when he had his job, I needed to look for another alumni in Florida where they can arrange him to come and, patch for a couple of weeks before he gets situated. You've been working for 3 weeks now, right? Or is
3 weeks? 3 weeks. Monday is going to make it 3 weeks.
Monday is going to make it 3 weeks. So this is not some marketing. Joyce also, I think they started the same time, right? So you all should understand that this thing, as long as your mind is there, as long as you are not coming in to test the waters, you are good, because we help you. Now, he's been in the interview prep for 9 months. When he just got to the US, he had challenges he had a couple of offers before, but they could not give him the job because his resume was not well structured. Remember, he almost quit. He had given up. When the interview prep lead, Eleanor, reached out to me that, hey, he feels like it's no more serious. What did I do? I called him and I'm like, what is going on? He explained his frustration. And I'm like, hey, send me your resume. I saw some loopholes in the resume. Immediately we fixed it. 2 weeks, he got his offer, right? He had given up. So no matter your challenges that you have, there's always a team available to help you. So don't feel like you're going to come here and we'll leave you. Am I going to go? I don't even know if it's a pay. Those people in Cameroon, they never even pay. I don't even know if he paid his
I want to say something, Prof. I came in, it was on scholarship. I don't know. I came in on scholarship. So Prof. Barbara told me, I'm going to start. And if my commitment, what is going to enable me to stay my commitment, because some people come in for free, they just take it for granted. Like it's free. If it gets tough on the way, I'm going to let it go. So the challenges I had while here, I should have gotten my job since as I got here. So I just, in my resume, I'll get the offer. Actually, I'm at the verge of getting the offer. They will tell me I don't have enough working experience in the US. I've been in the US less than 3 or 4 months. They want someone who has been in the corporate world in the US for some time, and it made them not to give me. I have that like 3 occasions. Then one was security clearance. All that. So all those were loopholes in my resume. So Prof. Brian called me and he talked with me. I sent him my resume. We looked at it, made some adjustment to it. Less than 3 weeks, I got an offer. It was just like a miracle. So if I had gotten to him earlier with my resume, I should have gotten the offer long ago, before the 9 months.
Right. So the only thing here is that, guys, you have to play your part. Ask yourself one question. Do I have the skills to secure the job? If your answer is yes, which if you concentrate in this training, the answer will be yes. Don't worry about it. You'll get a job, because there are hundreds and thousands of jobs out there. I take interviews for fun. I go online. If I decide I need 5 jobs this month, I take interviews, I record, I share with students so you can listen and learn. When you get in here, you see a lot of my interviews. That is what we do. Most of these instructors also, they'll have recorded interviews that they have taken, they'll share with you. So you're going to an interview like somebody who already has a job, right? So if you just go online, you type SQL Server database administration jobs. Just look at SQL DBA, set solution. This is in San Antonio here. Believe me, if I just put in my time to apply for this job, right? If I put in my time to apply for this job, they'll definitely call me for an interview. They'll call me. Look at benefits, 401k. What is the price of this job? They pay you between 95 to 140,000 a year. That is the price for this job. You also have bonuses that come in, right? You have bonuses that come in. So this is just it. I can apply for this job and I'll definitely go to the interview. So there are a lot of them out there, a lot of SQL DBA jobs that you'll see. And look at the price. Between these two, 6 figures in the US, guys, is non-bonbon, right? Look at, there are a lot of jobs. All you need to ask yourself, do I have the skills to secure this job? Yes or no? That is it. This is a full-time job. You see, you work 8 hours, you have all these benefits, right? Look at SQL Server, 3 years experience. This is what they're looking for. In person, you need just 3 years of experience. So by the time you take our training within the first 4 months, you can apply for this job and you'll get it. No kidding, right? So Questions? Yes, Oluche.
Oh, thank you very much. I wanted to ask about how he was able to get past the security clearance that he needed, because he mentioned it. I recall that the person who referred me to join IT, complained about several occasions where he was not able to get the job because of the security clearance.
Right. Good question. So now remember that in the US, there are some jobs that are actually meant for citizens. There are some jobs that are meant for people with clearance, right? So this is what happens. If you don't have a clearance and you apply for a clearance job, you might get the offer. But when you go to the final step of background check, they'll tell them, no, you don't have a clearance. Some companies are willing to hire you and go through the clearance process with you. But what I tell my students is, because our resumes are not very straight, you might have some issues. Don't go in for any job that require a clearance. Go in for your normal jobs, right? If you're already working there and it gets to that point, then you can just submit your documents. They'll either approve or they'll deny. If the company can allow you to start without the clearance, right? I don't think that his job now is a clearance job, right? It's not a clearance job. So the ones that he got and they did not take him is because he applied for those clearance jobs, right?
What is a clearance job, please?
A clearance job is a job that requires some, like most of these government jobs, if you need to work in the government, you need like a public trust, a secret clearance, and all of that. Some level of investigation needs to go on there. They know that you are trustworthy, right? Because you cannot be touching government data if you have not really gone through some stuff. Remember, data is a key. Like if they need to do a clearance check for you, they'll even call your parents in Ngeremunduka to ask if you have ever stolen £1 from the house.
Oh, is it like a background check?
Yes, an intensive background check. Yes, Lucy.
Yeah, another one I want to ask. With just like your work authorization, you can get jobs, even though it's not. Can you get like a security clearance job too with that?
Yeah, if you have a clearance, you can get a job, right? They can walk you through the process. But as long, DBAs, as long as you have the work authorization in the US, right, you can get a job. Now, it depends on the company. Some companies who want, they'll post some jobs that are citizen specific. They'll post some jobs that are green card holder specific. So it just depends.
Yeah,
but as long as you have work authorization, you are able to work as a DBA in the US. It just depends on where you're working at.
Okay, but this thing, the security clearance is a different kind of clearance, because I have a friend that joined the military. He did it. That one is a security clearance in details. Like for them in the military, they do it for them, But I understand that it's different from the general background check, just checking you out, everything. But that security clearance is different. It's a higher level of clearance, right?
Right. So every job that you get here, they need to do a background check. Background check is just, okay, are you authorized to work in the US? Yes. Do you have a social security number? Yes. Right.
Do you have a criminal record?
Do you have a criminal record? Yes or no? Do you need to do a drug test? Those are background checks. But now for specific agencies like government agencies, they go beyond that, where they need to dig deeper. Okay, but don't worry about that for now. Yes, Patrick. Okay, any other question? I think we are 12 minutes.
Yeah. I asked earlier about the schedule. So there is nothing.
No, the schedule, unfortunately, I don't know how you got the information, but the schedule is Mondays and Wednesdays for this training, right? On might be the next one. We always try to put this schedule out a month before so people can adjust. Maybe you just got the wrong information.
Yeah, I was asking in the chat, how soon do we have to have the hardware ready? Like, if
the first day of class is July 10, as we have mentioned. Yes, going through that week, you might not need a second monitor and everything, but definitely once you're done with your first 2 weeks of this training, the third week where we need to start looking at real stuff, you need to have that equipment ready, a dual monitor.
Okay.
Yes, Kelechi.
Yeah, you mentioned, thank you very much. You mentioned the payment plan for those in the US. Is there a payment plan for those Nigeria and other African countries?
Yes, there is. We don't expect you to raise $600 once, right? If you have it, you can pay. So we'll communicate that when you start the training, but there's a payment plan. I think the first payment is $200. Then you split the $400 into 4 months and you pay.
Great, thank you.
Right.
Hello.
Yes, Panzo.
Yeah. Being an SQL DBA, how likely is to find a work from home job?
How likely is it to
find a work from home job?
Very likely. If you look at, go online just next to you and type in SQL Server jobs around me, remote, you'll see them. They are very likely. I work from home. Most of 90% of the DBAs you see at Joyity, they work from home, right?
I have a question, please.
Yes,
Hi.
Rosie.
Yes, my question is this. This meeting, are you going to post it? That's one. And number two is, could you kindly post those requirements, those things we need prior to starting the program?
Right. So those who have filled out the application, definitely this video is going to be shared with them. Okay. It is being recorded and it's going to be shared. Then the application link is also going to be sent out to in the WhatsApp group. I think I already did that. We'll send it again. If you don't have it, reach my number here. Send me a message. Take my number 210. Look at this. If you have any concerns, you can send a message here directly to be added to the group. 210-663-0020.
Yes, please. I'm watching from my phone. It's just so tiny. Okay. I'm not even able to read it.
All right, play your part. Okay, this is it. Play your part. I've just read the number. There are two things. It's either you have a pen that you can write down.
210 what? Go ahead.
663. 0020.
All right, thank you.
So that is my direct number. You can send me a message. Hey, I need the application form link. I'll send that to you. And then I'll definitely add you in the WhatsApp group. I believe you should be there. If not, I'll add you there.
Could you please repeat the number? I'm sorry.
210-663-0020.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Patricia?
Okay, my question is, so throughout the 6 months of the training period, is it going to be Mondays and Wednesdays for the classes?
Yes, that's your class schedule throughout, Mondays and Wednesdays. Then on Saturdays in the morning, you have revision, or we call it catch-up class. Again, if you miss a class, all the class videos are recorded. You can go and you watch the class videos, just like this, right? If you go here, when you all start the training, you're gonna be added in a classroom. We use Google Classroom as our student portal, right? For example, if I go to C7, the class that recently graduated, you have access to this, right? This is where you're going to post your assignments and projects. Then we're going to have all of this where you have your class videos, right? So you always have access to these class videos. You can go back in when you're done, you start watching from day one. So you have all of this. When you start the training and you put it in the efforts and we see that, okay, this guy can easily get a job, what we do is that we can provide you access to some of the videos that you need to watch that will help prepare you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Brian, I have a question.
Go for it.
Yeah. Please, I just want to find out what is expected of someone who is coming into this program or who is already having a background in DSBA, like data science and business administration. Yeah.
Okay, good job. We expect that person to come in and within the first 3 months, get the basics of database administration, build your resume, tilt it towards database administration, and in the 4th month, you start applying. I think Joyce is the same thing with Joyce, right? I spoke, that is her background. But it's not easy to just go and get a job as a data scientist like that. You know what it takes. So, but now when you tilt your resume towards database administration, it's easier to get a job because you already have data science experience. Your resume for SQL will have a little bit of data science, but more focus on SQL Server. Then you'll easily get a job. So you should be within the first 3 months, when we are done with installation, when we are done with managing databases, when we are done with backups and restores, when we are done with table creation and how to query data in the tables, you're good to start applying.
Okay, thank you. And then lastly, I know we supposed to get our laptops, monitor and everything and start getting ready. Maybe the next 2 weeks, real business is going to start. So my question now is like, when you want to start, there may be some sort of, maybe you have a syllabus, you have a program a little bit ahead of time, so that for those who want to go a little bit faster, maybe they can start looking at it, so that even it makes it easy for the teacher, for the lecturer, so that you're already familiarized with what they're going to present. Are we going to be exposed? Can we have maybe an idea of what we can be looking at, working on, so that things will go really easy with the lecturer and with the student?
Good question. So when you start this training, you have what is known as a welcome package. This welcome package will have the softwares that will provide to you, the SQL Server softwares that we're going to be using. The software, the package, you also have ebooks. So we give you textbooks that are related to what we're going to be teaching. And the welcome package will also have your course outline. This is a course outline that is going to be presented to you. It's well structured. You see here, we will present this on the first day of class, right? You can see here module 1, which is a computer basics. These are just introductory concepts, computer basics, the IT environment. Module 2 is looking now at SQL Server overview and installation, right? You go down to module 3, you see database and database objects, where you are looking into databases and the objects. Module 4, you're looking now at T-SQL, how to write T-SQL queries to query data in a database. Module 5, you're looking at how you can back up and restore databases into more disaster recovery. Module 6 or module 5, sorry, 6 here, you're looking at managing large databases, where you'll see files, file groups, all of that. Module 7, you're looking at performance tuning, which is indexes. Then here you're looking at database security. Then module 8, you're looking at database maintenance. You're looking at database performance tuning and monitoring. Then that is the end of the first 4 or 5 months. Once you come back now, you get into the second part, where you're looking at virtualization. You set up virtualization, you look at high availability and disaster recovery solutions like replication, log shipping, Windows Server clustering. And now, once you're done with that, you do a final evaluation, which is a final project. Then we encourage you to enroll in our Azure class, which is a completely different syllabus. So you get all of this, and I will always be providing you with study links. Every week, for example, if you look at this one is our Cameroon class, they just started. You see here that they have reading links of computer basic. This is what they're going to be the first 2 weeks of class. These are the study links that they're going to be looking at, right? We've sent this ahead of time. So instructors are coming in, you already know, hey, if I'm a serious student, I need to watch some of these videos or do some of this stuff to be able to get yourself prepared. So the methodology is well structured, and we understand exactly. Remember, this is our C10 class. So it keeps getting better. We build on all the challenges that we see with the other classes and make things get better. Okay?
I have a question. Do you have a class in French in Cameroon or only English?
No, it's English.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I think that's excellent. I'm really impressed with the way you answered. Then I see something that, what has University of Boya got to do with joint IT?
So we are partners with the College of Technology of University of Boya. You see, I go to Cameroon all the time to graduate students, because we are trying to build this back in Cameroon. So we partner. So we teach students in Cameroon now through the University of Boya, right? The class just started. So they go through University of Boya. At the end of it, they get a diploma from the University of Boya. That diploma, you can use it for transfer credit when you even move here and all of that. So it is an actual university program now in database administration that Joint IT is offering. So that is our partnership with the University of Boya. I go there all the time, meet with the vice chancellors. We are discussing on the things that, to grow this partnership, what we can do. We have learned a lot of stuff here that we need to help people back home. One of the things that we're also working on is an international, IT seminar that Joint IT is organizing in Cameroon. Why are we doing this? We are doing this because we have identified the challenges. People in Cameroon or companies, we need to bring them together and make them understand the need for such training. When they're hiring people, look for people that have gone through a role-based training like this, because we want to make sure our students in Cameroon are able to get jobs. right? We want to educate them on how they can effectively digitalize their companies by using solutions that we have learned from these Fortune 500 companies in the US. So it's as we try to also educate people in Cameroon on how they can learn all these things that we're doing. That is what our partnership with UB is doing. So Join IT is an official partner with the University of Boya, right? If you take our training, those in Cameroon, they get certificates from the University of Boya, in addition to their Microsoft certifications that are going to be writing. So it's not just an institution like someone just get up today and say, oh, I finished my training, I'm a DBA, let me go ahead and start my own training. No, we are well structured and established.
Okay, hi. Hi,
Yes,
Brian.
hey, Diamond.
I have a question. So if I travel to Nigeria, I'd only have to pay $600, right?
If you are based in Nigeria, right?
Oh, if I live
based
there.
in Nigeria, it's not as if you leave the US. Now, let me take you go for vacation in Nigeria for 6 months and you want to pay just $600. No, as long as you are from the US, you know, your fee is 3,000. But if you're in Nigeria, people start this training, they take a month vacation where they attend the training from other countries, right? But the fee is based on your location, not where you moved to. Now
Okay.
That's smart. Okay, guys, I think we have had some good time. Please be encouraged. Even if you not continue this training, come and attend the first 2 weeks for free. Come and learn some concepts in IT, some knowledge in computer basics, right? We are willing to help you. If you have any challenge, reach out to myself, reach out to Alan, reach out to any team member. We'll definitely help you.
Hi, Brian, I got a question.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. So for those us who are in Nigeria, like if I'm talking about the payment this time around, like if we want to pay the first $750, do we convert our money into dollars and
No,
make
the payment
payments?
is in dollars. So if let me say you're in Nigeria, your first payment is $200, right? We'll receive the payments in dollars. I don't know how much it's gonna be in naira, but you're gonna pay in dollars. Right, I will provide you payment methods. Your first, let's not talk about this now. The first day of class, we'll see explain all of this.
All right, sir.
Right. Oluchi.
Yes, please. I wanted to ask the form that you were talking about. You're talking about filling a form that you said you have
No
posted.
issues, man.
Is it different from the one that we used to enroll for this even this get to this point?
No, is this if you have filled that is it.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. Are you in the WhatsApp orientation group?
I didn't check. I didn't get anything up until I joined this orientation.
Okay, send me a message. You have my number. Send me a WhatsApp message and I'll be able to get you situated.
Thank you.
Everyone, please check the Zoom chat. I've posted messages there on how to contact us. Their phone numbers there. There's a link to join the WhatsApp group. There's a link to fill up the application form as well. Please go ahead and take a look at that.
Wait, so the WhatsApp orientation, is it the thing where it says next DBA training June 2023?
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I think we have exhausted our time in good questions. Ask your questions in the group. We'll pay attention to them, and I will be more than happy to get you all situated. Hoping to see you all on the 10th. Just that time to time, we're going to send you messages in the WhatsApp group, some links. Just watch them and prepare yourself. Okay. Congratulations for considering to start. I believe that you have not wasted your 2 hours, 30 minutes with us today. You must have learned something. And I'm happy that you all will make use of this information. If you have anyone that you feel like this training could help, please refer them, send them the application link to apply. Tell them about this, right? Spread the word. If you are not going to enroll, encourage another person. It really gladdens your heart if you see that you are part of someone's success story by just sharing the information. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, guys. You all have a good one.
One
Thank you,
last, one last
Thank you,
question.
sir.
If I want a video of a session, how do I get it?
You'll get all of those. We'll provide you all those details when you start the training.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Thank you.